There we go.
Now we
Dude,
are.
Eric, good morning, sir. How are you?
I am fantastic. It's a great Saturday morning to do a live stream.
I'm telling you, it's 70 something degrees. It's gorgeous, and I sound like a blues singer. I feel like this morning. The cool weather and the little bit of rain has sparked some kind of, I don't know, I've got some allergy to whatever is blooming right now. All right. Let's get into this thing, man. Guys, welcome to the Drag Driver Pete News presented by Summit Racing for July 20th, 2024. I can't believe it's going this fast. Today, we're going to talk through a ton of drag and drive updates from Steve Morris at an exhibition race. Miles of Mayhem racer Taylor Hedrick drives 2,100 plus miles to start Miles of Mayhem. And we're going over the Australian swing of drag and drive events. Dude, wait until we get there. It's gonna blow your mind. Let's get this thing started, man.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Well,
Dude,
speaking of Mr. Hendrick, look who's in the
mm,
comments already. Good
that's
morning. Good
exciting,
morning.
man. Yeah, he posted like 7 hours ago when I looked 2 hours ago. So it'd have been about 1 a.m. that he was in North Dakota somewhere and said that he wouldn't be into Saskatoon until tomorrow evening.
Oof.
Absolutely intense. Wow, the bucket list mob in here making comments. Good morning from India. Bro, I love your travel. Hey, we need to find out, is there a dragon drive in India, or are they just doing the tuk tuk race like what like Danny Green's gonna do, Danny Diesel's gonna do later this year. Actually in about a month and a half. So it's exciting, man. Guys, I want to say welcome in. Again, this is the Drag Driver Pete News for 7/20/2024, presented by Summit Racing. I can't believe we're like in the last swing of July already, man. It's absolutely crazy this morning.
It is.
Pretty intense for sure.
He said, dude, the roads. Yikes.
Yeah, no dragon drives over there. Yeah. Imagine running around in a little tuk tuk. To expand on that, Danny Diesel is going to India in a few weeks for a tuk tuk race, which is like the little three-wheel stuff that they run around like taxis and stuff. And
Hmm.
they're racing with like 50 other of those across the country of India, which is like 2,000 miles.
Yeah, didn't he say it
Is
was like 54 hours or something crazy?
Yeah, yeah, 54 hours of drive time. It's going to be pretty
Wow.
intense. Yeah, I'm excited. Well, guys, my name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of the Drag Driver Pete News, which you're watching right now, and the Drag Driver Pete Show, which happens on Wednesday nights live. You can see it at the top of the page there, y'all. It's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week. Eric, my right hand man, my co-host over here, he's going to introduce himself in a minute. But listen, we've put him to the test this week. He is so busy. There is so much stuff going on behind the scenes for all the other stuff that we're working on that you guys will not believe what's coming up soon. So, Mr. Eric White, introduce yourself and tell them what you got going on, dude.
I am Eric White. I am the co-host of both the show and the news. Sometimes I play photographer, and sometimes I play graphic designer, and that's kind of where I've been at the last few weeks, doing some stuff for Drag Drive Repeat, doing some stuff for some other drag and drive events, doing some stuff for you and Midwest Drag Racing Series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just been wild creating artwork, and I think I said it on Wednesday night, but it's a lot of fun to have a blank canvas and then come up with something that becomes racer artwork at the end. I do enjoy that.
Yeah, it's amazing to see what comes out of your brain. That's what I enjoy the most. And like I like to think I'm relatively creative, but then like Eric will show me something. I'm like, There's no way I would have come up with that. So
And
the
Danny says,
perfect team.
sometimes I'm solo when Mike is frozen.
That's right. Sometimes he's not the co-host; he is the host. Well, let's get into this thing, man. Guys, thank you so much for being our race car friends. Listen, when we are up at 11:30 and midnight, and Eric has worked a full-time job, and I've been at this for 15 hours, you guys make the difference. 100% make the difference. Race car friends are you're the bread to our butter, or butter to our bread. Yeah, yeah. You're the butter to our bread, and I'm telling you, we know where our biscuits are buttered. Listen, we love you guys. Thank you very much. You guys make, I don't know, you just keep us going. That's probably one of the biggest things. And anytime we see a cool car running around, if you don't say race car friends, is there something wrong with you? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then, guys, of course, our sponsors make all of our travel and make it possible for me to do this full time. So, I want to say huge thank you to them: Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Chains 3D, Performer Built Transmissions, WAF Racing, which is not on this one. Sorry about that, Chris. Huge product week for him this week. Howard's Cams, the boys at Luke B over there, and all the other folks in Howard's make there's so much fun. Sweet Patina, Racing Junk Classifieds, and Power Tube TV. Without those folks, it'd be hard to do this. So appreciate everybody
100%.
doing that. And Summit being our title sponsor for the show and the news and the circuit, and a huge part of our program here. I want to say thank you to them. So Summit Racing Speed Legacy began in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. They fuel your passion, they save you money, and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Oh, and I forgot, they deliver fast. That's part of the 4 huge warehouse facilities. So make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and on the On All Cylinders podcast for other automotive discussions like this. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. Find everything at summitracing.com. Well, we talk about it all the time, but their social media over at Summit is just bang on,
Oh
man.
yeah.
They do
Oh
a great
yeah.
they do a great job. Dave Fuller, Justin Wiedemann, all the guys over there, and girls, I'm sure, guys and girls over there do an amazing job. This the other day, 3 days ago, you can see it now. They posted, what's the biggest bang for your buck upgrade you've done to your ride? So of course, that gets me thinking, what have I done? What's the best parts? And mine is obviously a turbo. Took, a 250 horsepower, whatever, 4.8, and made it a 500 horsepower 4.8. So the turbo, $400 VS Racing turbo, and
Hmm.
then all the power. So what would you think is your best bang for your buck? And we'll get into what some people said.
For what I would have said initially would have been the twin turbos as well. However, I haven't really driven it enough to say that those have been the best bang for the buck. So I'm gonna say my Holly Terminator X that I got from Summit, because once I put that on, the car had just ran so much better. Going from HP tuners to that, it was night and day. So
Yeah.
at this point in the build, I'm going to say the Terminator X, but I believe once I get some street miles on it and get it running, it's going to be those twin turbos.
Yeah, that's a great point, and I really need to put a Terminator X on the old truck. That's what, because HP tuners is great. Don't get me wrong, and it'll run fine. But man, I can't imagine how hard it's trying to work, trying to keep up with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, a few of the responses on that were pretty good, I thought. So you had Theron Woodward, who said the LS and the overdrive in his 56 Chevy 4-door. Thought you'd appreciate that. That
Oh
swap
yeah.
made a huge difference. Chris Dudley said all the horsepower from the stickers that come in the boxes.
Yes.
And then Will Guffey said converter, gears, and tires. And that is exactly what I tell everybody anytime they ask what is the best bang for the buck is a converter. It changes the entire burnout aspects of the car. You can literally jump in there and now do real burnouts instead of a lot of guys want that chop, they want that sound, they want to get a tune, all that kind of stuff. Oh, what do I got to do to get that chop and not have to put a converter in it, because those are expensive. Dude, buy the converter first. It makes all the difference.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah.
converters, you can jump on Summit. Converters aren't crazy expensive
Yeah.
unless you want to go crazy expensive, but you don't have to.
Well, and I think a lot of times people look at Well, I'm going to do like I'm gonna build this to 1,000 horsepower, so I've got to have a triple disc. I've got to have a bolt together. I've got to have all this stuff. Where really, I know you're spending the money twice, but like a $500 to $700 converter when you just have a cam would be great.
Yeah,
And then take out that cam and take out that converter and sell that for $400 or $500 when you get done, and spend that 500 on $1,000 converter or $1,500 converter.
yeah,
When you do actually put the power adder on there.
yeah. I
Alrighty,
agree.
perfect. Well, lead us into the driven stuff, man, please.
All right. Why gamble with performance or protection when you get proven results from Driven Racing Oil? Trusted by top engine builders, winning racers, and devoted horsepower enthusiasts around the world. Driven takes legendary base oils, such as the ones from Bradford, Pennsylvania, which comprise their GP1 line, and then Driven boosts that superior base with state of the art additive packages. Driven's GP1 Nitro 70 not only provides anti wear protection, but can even shield cylinders from washout and fuel dilution caused by using methanol or nitro based fuels. Learn more about Driven Racing Oil by following them on Facebook and Instagram at Driven Racing Oil, or shop now at drivenracingoil.com. And I gotta say, Driven, their social media team also does a
Oh,
great job with posts on at least Facebook is where I see most of their stuff, but
yep.
they've always got killer posts about their racers and upcoming events,
Mm.
and they share a lot of our stuff. So their social media is on point as well.
Yeah, they do a great job, and they love it, man. They really do love the car side stuff. They're not posting the post. They're like trying to highlight the racers that are part of their team. They're trying to make sure everybody knows like this is where you go for stuff. It's pretty amazing. I love those guys over there.
Yeah, for sure.
We need to get back through, or I need to get back through Memphis. You need to get to Memphis so we can get another tour and see everybody at the shop there. And
Oh,
we got to have
100%.
them. We got to have them on the show. I think maybe what we do, because we've talked about a Friday night once a month. This is new information for everybody watching today, but we've talked about a kind of after hours hangout session on maybe like once a month and just open it up to people. I think we need to have we need to set that up with the driven team and do it in August as our first one and have them on and just have them hang out in the back. And we'll start at like 7 p.m. and we'll just kind of eat pizza and drink beers together. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I was gonna say we just grab pizza and beer and show up at their place and record
Yes.
an episode live.
Yeah, at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we just show up,
Yeah, right before the
wheel
end
the
of their
cooler
day.
in. Yeah,
Yeah. You guys aren't going home. Sorry.
yeah.
We're doing a live
Congratulations.
podcast
We're
right
here.
here.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds like a blast. Well, let's get into some of the stuff. Man, road trip drag challenge is going on right now. This is a big one because there's a lot of stuff that's happening with them. Yeah, yeah. Um, this they have taken on 3 or 4 events. I think it's 4 events that they're going to host this year. It's absolutely wild to think that they got that going on right now. And I think you've got a couple of pictures here.
Yep.
They do have, if you look in the bottom left there, the overtaking lane,
Yep.
that is their live stream on YouTube. If you find that channel, you can find the live stream for their event.
Yep. I think it's still going on. The only thing that threw me off is I don't remember if they're a day ahead or day behind us. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So
they're a
we
day
are
ahead.
so they're on the 21st. So are they starting their last day today then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and being in that part of the country, I can't remember. So they're in the southeast, and I can't remember how many time zones cover Australia, but I'll explain why I was looking at that in just a little bit. So they may already be racing today. So if you want
Okay.
to watch some drag and drive or some drag racing that's live of drag and drive cars, you can jump onto the overtaking lane and find the road trip drag challenge number 2 for the year over there going on right now.
Yep.
It's
And
exciting.
then Mick Apps posted a couple photos from the event so far here. So we've got
Oh,
just those 3 photos there so far that he's posted, but definitely
uh,
some unique cars over there.
yeah, that's what I think is so cool about part of the conversation we're going to have in a little bit is how so many different cars are seen at these events overseas because everything's new to us. Now, this is probably news to a lot of people here, but this is my dream car right here. One of these days when I grow up, I'm gonna own one of these, but I want a convertible. Um, but yeah, this is pretty cool seeing this setup here. I wonder what's under the hood. Looks like it's got a little bit of a bulge, so I bet it's some kind of small block Chevrolet or something like that.
Yeah,
But
well, I mean, as
anyways,
long as that front end is, you could fit a lot under there.
anything, 2 small block Chevrolets
Right.
in on that thing. Yeah, they're amazing. I think that's why I like those cars so much. All right, and then, Street Machine Drag Challenge already sold out. Dude, just came up, like, I didn't even see it post that they were gonna be doing this. Sold out 220 cars. I think that's probably their largest yet. I think they did 200 cars last year, so they went up another 10%, 220 cars this year. So I'm going to post the link in the chat so people can take
That's
a look. Again, this is in Australia.
yeah, that's awesome to see
Yeah.
an event over there do that well.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, and they're taking like a page out of like what we talked about the other day with Heads Up Hustle when we had Carl Balzer of Hidden Motorsports that's doing the no have sins. So he said,
Mhm.
so Street Machine Drag Challenge says to give our spectators a stack of extra entertainment, we'll be hosting a Summer Nats Pro Burnouts qualifying round dubbed Rods Out Number One
Mm.
at the Bend after racing finishes on Friday afternoon, followed by Rods Out number 2 that will run side by side with the racing under lights at Heathcote Park on Saturday night.
Wow.
How freaking cool, man. How cool. Yeah, I'm really excited about I don't know how to explain this, right? So I feel like for a long time, Drag and Drive racers, Drag and Drive promoters, it was just that, right? It was just bring in the Drag and Drive cars, let's race, do all that kind of stuff. Now we're seeing like huge swings. I mean, you're talking Heads Up Hustle taking on, teaming up with No Half Sins to finish the day out, right? So you'll make your passes in the morning, then you go and there's a burnout come, drifting, drag racing, shootout, all this kind of stuff. And like these guys at the drag challenge, I mean, doing next level stuff because this is literally a Summer Nats Pro Burnout qualifying round. That's a
Right.
big deal in Australia. I mean, it's a big deal everywhere, but like it's a really big deal over there. So that's going to
Yeah.
be really awesome to see. And it says after the racing is over on Sunday, VIP Grudge Challenge will see a group of specially invited tough street cars take on the drag challenge competitors who still haven't had enough racing. So again, adding shootouts to this stuff because we're all drag racers. We want a drag race, and that's what we're doing all week. But we're not heads up being eliminated and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that's pretty awesome. So it's going to have you know, music, barbecue, all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
then,
that sounds like a good time.
oh,
I feel like
yes,
that would be super awesome to go to.
yep, yep. And then you want to talk about this here because this is exciting.
Yeah, so we've been talking about event stack ups for the different months, but these specifically are going to be the Australia events that are stacked up October through November. So first one here being the Hard Ass 1000 number 2. So this is their
Mhm.
October Drag Fest, which is October 20th through 24th starting at Heathcote. Then they have a drive day, then they're at Willoughby, and then a drive day, and then back to Heathcote.
Yep. And the reason I do is because it really is pretty far. Like it's a
Yeah.
long trip anywhere over there.
Yep. And then the next one, obviously, we just talked about, but again, that's the Street Machine Drag Challenge. That's starting at what Calder Park Raceway in Australia, and this one's October 29th through November 3rd. So obviously, to us, that's when it's starting to get cold here in the U.S., but
Mhm.
it's a little different over there.
Yeah, on the other side of the world.
And then the last two to round out this stack up of Australian events is the Central Victorian Dragon Drive number 2. This one's at Mildura in Australia. That's November 7th through 9th. And then wrapping up with another road trip drag challenge at Willowbank, November 15th through 17th.
Yeah. So when we talk about the Australian swing, that's 4 events that run from October 20th to November 17th. This is
Yeah.
pretty. this is important stuff because now we're at 8 or 9 Australian events for the year of 2024. This is huge. That's 30% of the entire, or I guess probably 25% almost of the entire worldwide drag and drive events is happening in Australia.
Yeah.
So these guys have fully embraced it. I mean, you got several promoters hosting more than one event. Central Victorian Dave and uh, Nicole. Nicole, I
Mm,
can't remember what his daughter's name
don't
is. I
don't
think
put
it's
me on the spot there.
yeah. We don't do public naming. That's we don't do that out in public. But yeah, Dave Curtis and the team at Central Victorian Dragon Driver hosting 2 events. Obviously, Road Trip Drag Challenge hosting 3 events this year. This is pretty wild. Maybe 4 events for Road Trip. I think they're doing one in December as well. So and the Hall Ass Garage guys doing 2 events with this October Drag Fest. This is a big deal. So October 20th through November 17th, you're gonna have 4 events in Australia. And I mean, that's just awesome. That is awesome to see them grow at that rate.
Yeah, and what do you know offhand what events we have in the US here at that time frame?
Nope, but I can go to dragdriverepeat.com/event list and take a look because there is going to be another part of that will be here in the States. So you have SICK 66, which happens October 11th through 18th. And then you have Central Georgia Battle of the Streets, Mike Mayo and his team over there hosting another, that's their second event of the year. That is November 2nd. And then you have Southeast Street and Yeet, which happens November 7th through 10th. So going to be a huge run there as we move October through November.
Yeah, yeah, there's going to be a lot of events to talk about. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. It's wow.
Yep,
That's
and
great
Taylor
news,
here
man.
saying Street and Yeet early November. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be awesome to see. I mean, again, this is what Dragon Drive has needed. It's
Yeah.
needed good quality events, which I think we've had several of this year. I think a lot of people are moving up. The car counts aren't quite there for regional events yet, but I feel like we're getting there. I feel like
And
we're getting there.
yeah, and get them around the world, which obviously we're picking up steam on that too.
Yeah. Yeah, it just creates so much more, like, publication about it. If people are seeing that more, if people are hearing about it more, that means more people are coming, and I know we've heard in the past few weeks about saturation. Y'all, we're not even close. Not even close. I wonder how many small tire events are hosted across the world in a year. I bet it's 500 or 800 events.
Yeah,
Like, we're not even close.
yeah. So
And that's why regional stuff to me makes so much sense because it follows along a lot of the same format that a drag racer's already used to. You're racing on, typically Saturday and Sunday for a big race. So now you just add in Friday. So it's like Friday,
right.
Saturday, Sunday makes it really easy to bring in a ton of people. Anyways,
Yeah.
okay.
Big, big
Uh,
news. Big news.
big
What's
news.
next?
Big news. What's next? Back to the streets. Open registration 23 minutes ago. If you're not on Back to the Streets DND.com, you need to be Back to the Streets DND.com for the registration. Guys, get in there, get get signed up. This is going to be a good one. This is probably one of my favorite events that I have attended ever because it like I don't know. There were so many new experiences. One, I had never been to a real no prep. 2, I had never been to back of the track stuff, and 3,
Yep.
I had never been to, like, any part of that part of the country, anywhere in that part of the country. So, it really created, like, this whole thing for me, and that's what Drag and Drive is supposed to do. You're supposed to go to new tracks, you're supposed to go experience new things, and that's what this allowed because you're literally if you win on day 1, you're racing another winner on day 2, and then all those winners from day 1 and day 2 race again on day 3. It's really one of the coolest, aspects out there. I like this setup. I don't know how he keeps up with all that stuff, but he does.
Yeah.
Yet Lang, very smart guy and huge drag racer, and, love this, love the event. So registration just opened. It starts at, Milan, I think. I think it's, nope, it doesn't start at Milan. Hang on. Let's go to, Back to the Streets, DND.com.
Yep.
Yeah, starts at Milan, it goes to Onondaga Dragway on the 27th, and then September 28th, Lapeer, which is one of the coolest tracks ever. Dude, it's like lined with containers. and they're going to eventually turn those into suites. So it's kind of cool.
Mm, nice.
So, yeah. And then back to Milan. So this will be really cool. 4 days of racing, going to be awesome. All right.
Very cool.
Yeah, sign up over there. Dragway Rush, they opened their registration, I think, a couple weeks ago, and this is a big deal. They have crossed 30 entries, which is, I know it doesn't sound like many when we talk about 300 and 400 for other events, but for a regional event and their first attempt at it, this is a big deal. This is
Yeah.
a big deal for them. So 30 entries is huge, and congratulations to them. I'm excited to see where they go from there.
And where was that one at again?
Uh, that's in Ontario.
Okay.
Yep, that's in Ontario. That's the only Canada drag and drive on the east side of the country.
Mm. There's plenty of racers up there in Canada if
Yep,
they're willing to make the trip over there. Obviously, we know a handful of them that are willing to travel very
yep,
far for an event. So hopefully
yep.
those guys all sign up as well.
Well, and a lot of folks come from, a lot of folks come from Canada down to do events. Now it's our chance to go to Canada to do events. And again, mark bucket list tracks off your list. All right. And then the last bit of event updates, Driven Racing Oil event updates here. We've released the booth that we're in. Y'all, I'm so excited about this. I can't say
Hmm.
excited enough about PRI 2024. This is a huge move. I want to give a huge shout out to Julie, our contact at PRI. This is awesome. We literally went from like I I'm not gonna say we
That
were
corner.
in a bad spot, but we being newbies, being fresh, being the first time we'd ever done anything. That I get it, But this year Julie made it happen. Thank you, lady. We appreciate that very much. Booth number 4904. We're going to be literally at the front of the thing, 4 rows down from Summit Racing. It's going to be awesome.
Yep.
We're behind. We're the second booth on the row, and we're right by the food one of the food concessions. It's gonna be cool,
Yeah.
man.
Which for us, when we had time to eat, we had like a few seconds to eat. So
Yeah,
for us to be able to run over there and plow
yeah,
some food on our way to our next visit is going to be huge. But this is one of my
yeah.
favorite shows of the year. I've said it every year. I love going to PRI. I've went what this is our I think this is
This is
my
our
third or fourth year now.
in a row for sure. So, well, I think it's your fourth. It'll be my third, our second year to exhibit. It's gonna be
Yep,
kind of
that's
cool.
right. Yep.
Yep.
So
So
I love this. It's gonna be a lot of fun, just like it was last year.
yeah, and as we lead into the next few months, now that we have a location, you're going to see a lot of this, guys. This is a big deal for us. This is a huge expense. This is like, well, it's a double digit percentage of our annual budget. I'll say that much. By the time we do hotel rooms and get people there and dinner and all the stuff that comes along with that. So this is a big part, and this is big for us. So if you are going to PRI, please come by and see us. Where Eric is developing some super cool, one-off specialty decals that'll be available for with our new location. I don't know if we maybe go to 125 a day, 150 stickers a day, or do we just keep it at 100 a day? I don't know. We're gonna talk through that. I like the 100 a day because it makes people get up and get in there early. But yeah, this is going to be a big deal. This is a big deal for us, and this leads into obviously our Drag and Drive Awards presented by Summit Racing. So this allows you have to get a booth to get a room, and so as the rooms are made available, we'll update everybody on which room number we're in and the time and day. Our plan is for around Thursday at 11 a.m. So we'll see what is available for that, and Julie's getting back to us next week to find that out. So, anyways, I'm really excited about PRI. This is a big deal for us. And
Yes.
again,
Yes.
um, I'll run us through this, and then we'll move on to the car chain stuff, guys. Thank you so much for being our race car friends. Thank you for the shares this morning, man. We've already got a bunch of shares of the event. I appreciate that from everybody out there, and thank you to everybody that is a new follower as well. Thanks to our sponsors, of course, making all this possible: Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Chains 3D, WAF Racing, who I missed on this one again. I apologize. Performa Built Transmissions, Ryan and the team over there, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, Racing Junk Classifieds, and our media partner, PowerTube TV, where you can find exclusive content over there from us on the PowerTube TV app. And then the gentleman's agreement, guys, essentially, this is what it is. We love what we do. We do. I love it. I love doing this. Stay up late all night every time doing this, but it's not free and it is very time consuming. And to make the exchange, let's just say, um, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. We don't ask for a whole lot, but YouTube is where we post probably second most. Our number one posting site is Instagram. So if you are on an Instagrammer, you're going to see a ton of drag and drive related content on Instagram from us. So that's our deal. Wherever you're watching this, hit that follow, hit the subscribe button. That's a gentleman's agreement. We can't follow you and make sure that you do it. We just ask that you do, and we'll keep doing our end. And then
Yes, sir.
PowerTube
Yes, sir.
TV. Yeah, PowerTube TV, we just talked about. Huge opportunity there for us, allows us to introduce Drag and Drive to a whole new community of people. PowerTube TV has an app that you can download on your smart TV. You can load it on your phone. You can also they have a huge YouTube channel as well with a lot of history, and they post exclusive stuff from us and a lot of other creators. But they also have cool, I'm not going to say vintage shows, but classic shows like Pink's All Out. Um, Pastime was one of my favorite shows back in the day. They're bringing it back. They start recording here soon. So I'm excited about all the stuff that is available to us and to you guys on PowerTube TV. Alrighty, let's talk about car chains because we love Corey, love all that stuff. So if you want to lead into this, I'm going to get me a drink because I'm getting some Barry Manilow back.
Yep. Card Change 3D should be your first choice for custom 3D printed parts for your project car. Corey can take your idea to reality. Maybe you're looking for that special car guy gift that they can't get anywhere else. Well, if so, Corey can produce a one off keychain for that special person's car. Find more at carchains3d.com or on social media by searching Car Chains 3D on Facebook or Instagram, or check out Corey himself because I know he posts a lot of stuff there as well. Uh-oh. Are we frozen? Did we lose Mike again? And we made it 32 minutes this week without losing him. So reached out to Corey, talk a little bit about his trip at the Motor City Ford Fest. So new product he had, which is these here. These are the roll bar snap lighting setup. So these clip onto roll bars anywhere you'd like to have them. So he had a video of him snapping one on so you can kind of see how easy those clipped on. Plus he had Fox Body keychain. So you can see the one there on the right. On the left there is the snapped on roll bar lighting, which is a great idea, especially, even for my personal Fox Body. It's got a roll cage. There are no interior lights, so this is a great way to add a couple lights into the interior of the car or put them in the trunk or under the hood as well. And then on the right there, that's the customer's keychain for a Fox Body. So again, you can get car parts. He's got the lights. He's got dash mounts, all kinds of column mounts, stuff like that. And then he also does the keychain. So anything that you need, hit up Corey at Car Chains 3D. Mike said he will be back on in a minute, probably getting a restart there on his computer. And then we've got Taylor Hedrick, who's been in the comments here making comments, and he is in the middle currently of driving to Miles of Mayhem from North Carolina. So Mike had mentioned earlier that he had said that he made it to somewhere in North Dakota last night. So total of 2,100-ish miles one way.
Yeah, pretty intense, man. I can't believe how far that is. And again, he gave a big shout out the other day. We talked about it on the last episode of him driving there because of Rich Guido. Rich Guido does that all the time, drives around. So Taylor jumped in his 1,500 horsepower stick shift Mustang and is doing the same, headed to Miles of Mayhem. So it's pretty awesome. A lot of times you see guys trailering their stuff, and Taylor's like, nope, channeling my inner Canadian Chuck Norris.
That's goals right there. That's
Yeah, so
goals
good.
to be able to take that and
Oh,
drive a 1,500 horsepower stick shift
Yep.
Mustang pulling a trailer 2,100 miles. Like, how freaking cool is that?
Yeah, it's going to
And
be
you
awesome.
said, and
Oh,
CJ Roberts.
yes. Talk about how, man. That's I bet that car, the level of knowledge in that car right now is like you can't even fathom it, dude. Those guys have probably had such deep conversations about the inner workings of stick shift stuff that we just won't even they're way past where our brain is. So
Oh,
good luck to those
100%.
guys. Good luck to those guys. I can't wait to hear the story. And Taylor and CJ, we'd love to have you on maybe in the next couple weeks as you get back. You know, get back, get settled, and we'll start looking sometime in August to have you guys on the show because we'd love to hear the story. I mean, because it's not just drag and drive that's that. I mean, they'll have 5,000 miles on the car or more by the time they get home.
Have you met us? No knowledge here.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Both of you drive real fast cars that are stick shift. That's pretty awesome. And then speaking of fast cars, David Williams posted a video yesterday and then didn't say anything else after this, so it kind of ruins me. I asked, but um, Dave Schroeder goes 4:15 with an 8, quickest and fastest pass for the car ever on the first pass of the day.
Shoo.
Dude, dude, this could get pretty interesting. So, a 415's very, very rowdy, especially for, a big nitrous car.
Yeah.
This is going to be intense, man. I can't wait to see. I hope, obviously they're most likely testing for drag week. They want that they want to come for that big win. And this is a car that can do it. We talked when this car was being built that this is a 5-second capable car.
Yeah.
And you start looking at, I mean, low 14s, that's or mid 14s, that's getting close.
Yeah. What how many events have they competed in so far this year? They did
Uh,
did they do sick week?
no, no,
I couldn't remember if they did because I knew they had the car at PRI
I feel
after
like,
they were
well,
rebuilding it.
yeah. So I think this is one of the first times this car is out.
Okay.
So, but I want to say they showed up with the other car. Hold on, just one moment. Here,
I
let
know
me
when
go.
I
Go to my sheet.
yeah, I know once I ask you a question, it'll pick at your brain and you won't be
Oh
able
yeah,
to you won't be able to move on until we have an answer.
yeah.
I feel
So
like they were at another event though. I can't remember
yep,
which.
they were at Sick Week. Yep, you're right.
Okay.
In the old Corvette in the '66.
Gotcha.
They made one
Okay.
pass on day one. Or well, they may have made more passes, but they made an 8-1 pass on day one, and then I don't have any other data. So that means they either call it quits on that. I can't remember. I've been to too many events this year. There's too much stuff in my brain right now. But yeah, this is exciting to see this car out and working so well. Again, at US 131, there was Steve Morris as part of the NMCA, NMRA, SICTA Magazine Invitational, Drag and Drive Invitational. So it's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yep, and then that leads us into the next one here. Steve Morris, obviously out in the boost wagon. This is the NMCA posted this, talking about him being there, 4,500 horsepower, all that kind of stuff. And I actually learned something new today. Steve Morris had this car at the 2005 Hot Rod Drag Week. So now, and I read this morning, and so now I've got to go. I've got to go do research. I got to go find out what the power plant was. I got to find out what all the stuff was. I got to find out why he didn't race his car again. Why, so this is how my brain works for everybody that's out there listening to this stuff. So he was at the very first drag week and then has not been in the driver's seat since. Now he's been on drag week, I'm sure,
That's
and that's
wild.
one question that I got to know. But we have no co-pilot data. That's why co-pilot data is so important for us on the forums as we move forward. Is because if we knew how many drag weeks Steve Morris had co-piloted on, that just gives us another stat to know. And the only way to know that is to just ask people, "Hey, how many have you co-piloted on?" So this is a big deal. This is exciting to see, and I'm hoping that means he's coming back this year. Can you imagine being on the first and the 20th? He'd be one of the only people to have done that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'd like to see that. I always love
Es-
seeing that car though.
Especially in the same car. Now it's got my wheels turning. I wish I could get entry lists early, but it's hard because I mean there'll be There's 400 people signed up for Drag Week right now, and there's going to be 386 show up.
Right.
If there's 386, I hope there are. I think the tracks they have this year are going to be awesome. So, anyways, big shout out to the guys. Good luck to everybody that's racing at the NMCA race this weekend. I know there's a lot of drag and drive cars there. If you flip through the NMCA posts, there's a lot of license plates on the back of cars, which I love that. The street cars are where I'm at. So we love doing all that stuff. So good luck to them. Good luck to everybody that's involved in the invitational. I was trying to run through and get a list of names, but I didn't see like a dedicated post to that this morning as we were getting the notes ready for this part of the show. And then last up here for the Car Change 3D segment is Pinky Drag Week. Cal Hayward just continues to make this car look like a show car, dude. I can't wait to release the color on this. I can't wait for everybody to see what this thing is going to be. But with all of this this anodizing or powder coating, whatever this is that he's putting on stuff, it's going to look really, really good. We saw a couple weeks ago, probably a month and a half ago, all of the like fuel lines, like the fuel rails are paint are whatever this same color. I can't
Yep.
tell if that's powder coat or anodized or what, but
If
they're
it's
all the same.
aluminum, it's probably anodized.
Gotcha. This is going to be really cool to see this car come back. And again, moving from small block Ford, held the street race, no, super street small block power adder record till 2023 when our boy Ryan Hargett knocked it down. And during that time, Cal has been building this car and is going big block Ford and looking 3,500 horsepower and for sixes. So it's going to be a big swing difference.
Yeah. Should
Cool.
be pretty awesome to see.
Yeah. All right. I'll do the Molly ad read if that's okay with you.
Yes, sir.
I love the team at Molly. Attention, high performance enthusiasts and racers, meet the Molly Motorsport Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for Power Pack performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances and improved temperature stability, or 2618 alloy to allow for increased detonation resistance. Tailored for various engine families from small block Chevy to Volkswagen and Audi, Molly has you covered. What sets their pistons apart? They're forged. They have a Grafal coating and phosphate treatments for peak performance and durability. Plus, they're put together by drag and drive racers who, I mean, obviously that's the biggest reason you do this. They're drag and drive supporters and racers. And then elevate your ride with Molly Motorsport, where performance meets precision. Unleash the power within. Visit mollymotorsport.com for more details. For the podcast listeners out there, see, Molly is spelled Mahle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, love those guys. And you can see here these pictures are literally the George Wright and Eric Grillo pictures are from Drag and Drive events. George took his Duster on Hot Rod Drag Week 2023, and Eric Grillo has raced his stick shift 10-second Nova at many of them, 3 of them last year, doing 2 in 3 weeks. So pretty awesome. I'm
Yep.
excited for him.
And like we always say, we do the co-pilot spotlight. So I'm dropping that link into the comments. If you've gone on an event and you've had an awesome co-pilot or even a not so awesome co-pilot, fill out that form. Tell us what went good, what went bad. Send us some pictures. We love highlighting that. Just like we mentioned earlier, more information we get about co-pilots, we would know has Steve Morris co-piloted or how many has he co-piloted. So it's not just a fun article for us to write and a story to talk about. It's also data that we can use later on as well.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly right. All righty. Well, Performa Built Transmissions is our official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat and should be the official transmission builder of Drag and Drive. They are awesome. Ryan just experienced his first Drag and Drive with Six Summer with the Sheila's Dream and the Price family. I can't imagine. We need to do that one time with them. We need to be out there with them. So at Performa Built Transmissions, their goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. We don't just rebuild transmissions, we systematically re-engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That is why we say our transmissions are not just built, they're Performa built. Alrighty. Love the team over there. They've been on the show before. If you haven't seen that episode, make sure you go back and watch it. It's pretty awesome. And then I want to wish good luck to all of the Miles of Mayhem racers this week. listen to me right now. If you are at Miles of Mayhem, make it a point to post on the MOMERS page, the Momers page, Mommers page. Please do that for me. That is where I go to get updates. That's my first stop. So as Eric and I are writing the show for Wednesday night for episode 74 of the Drag Drive Repeat show, that's where we're going. We're going to the Mommers Facebook group. So put your posts in there. Please give us updates. Show us stuff torn apart. Take pictures, post them up. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And then this meme on the right for the folks listening on the podcast, I'm sorry, but the meme on the right is awesome. It's regular. It's the picture of Tiger Woods and what used to be John Daly, but now is Mike Tokyo. So love this setup here. And I can't wait to see what he's wearing this week for Miles of Mayhem again, that starts tomorrow. All right. Again, good luck to everybody that's out there. This is 2 posts from the Mommers page that was out there. This is Ron Thiessen. Says Stacy and I are making great headway on the hot ride tonight. It'll be late. It'll be a late one, but I'm feeling pretty good about what we're are going through the list. So that was I picked that this morning. So it was like 4 hours ago. And then Ives Trimbley says locked and loaded. Head out to Saskatoon tomorrow. So it's pretty exciting.
Nice.
That was posted yesterday or this morning as well. So I love the lead up. I love the lead up to an event. Everybody gets so anxious and excited. Like everybody's just ready to get there and do their stuff. So I can't wait. And then that track channel will be on site. And guys, this is another content creator that's out there that is spending his own money to get to these events, to do this, to cover this stuff. And when you are shooting for YouTube or your own channel and people hear that you're monetized, y'all, I'm going to tell you right now. You know what our check was last month from YouTube? $86.
Yeah.
Wow. Look out. Yeah, that would cover a whole week of a drag and drive. So the way you can support that track channel this week is to buy shirts, buy hats, buy sunglasses. You know, you forgot your sunglasses at home already. Just buy another pair. Buy that track channel sunglasses while you're there. This is probably, to be honest, without unless you just want to do a direct donation to them, that's the best way to, one, show your support, but then two, really like give give these content creators motivation. Because and it's not about the $20 or $25 for the shirt. It's about when they see that shirt being worn later, they it like this swelling of your heart just takes over. I'm telling you, race car friends. That's what it's about, bud. Be a race car friend to that track channel. And if you're not subscribed, please do that. Let me drop I think I put the link in here. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna drop the link in the comments here, so you guys can jump over and hit that and subscribe real quick, and that's going to be take you right to their YouTube channel. So please do that. Do that for us. Do that for him, because he's one of the hardest working dudes out there. I mean, these guys are. This is like his 9th or 10th event or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. We
For the
saw him
year.
at Six Summer too, right?
Yep, and he lives in Canada, so again, it's not easy for him to get around this stuff, and you would almost double expenses anytime you're going to do that. So, pretty awesome to see him out there. And then, of course, our man, Mr. Rich Guido, the dude out here taking on the No Prep Kings in Canada this weekend, then drives over to Miles of Mayhem tomorrow.
Yep.
Wild
And
for
that's
me, man.
and look at that sweet driven banner on that left picture.
I mean, listen, I chose pictures for a reason. But, you know, to, we were glad to introduce him to Bill. It was, I think they're a match made in heaven as much as he beats on that car, because it's good for Driven to have that data. So if you are a data driven person, you want a oil company that is behind you in every way, and as a small group of people that want to give you the best possible oil for your car, Driven Racing Oil is the way to go. And Rich Guido has loved it so far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome. So good luck to him, man. I can't wait to hear the stories from that. You know, he runs, him and Bill Armstrong, on the Clutch Burners podcast. So I'm sure they'll do a recap of the weekend at MPK and then the race after that,
Oh
or the
yeah.
Miles of Mayhem race after that. And then Cody Clements of Stick Shift Garage I found this channel yesterday on a Sick the Mag Facebook group post. Flew from Australia to Sweden to attend Street Week Sweden. So
What?
I'm getting details around that, but this is pretty cool, man. I'm excited. You can see it's a very small channel, 150 something subscribers. Guys, again, I'm going to ask you to go over. I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to put it in there. Go do that for these guys. So this I'm going to put
Ah, I did see that post. I just clicked on his channel, and I remember seeing that picture of the car in the group page. So
Yeah. And so I'm trying to get the details surrounding the trip and like how he got there. He actually rode in one of the racers. Oh man, I didn't put the picture in here, but he rode in one of the racers like 32 Ford that's got I think it's a big block. It sounds like a big block from the videos. The videos are great, typical vlog automotive vlog type stuff. He's documenting his journey and all that kind of stuff. So Stick Shift Garage, definitely do that. During our conversations, kind of me asking all that stuff, he also said that he was going to uh he's willing to be on the show on Wednesday night. So
oh,
we're gonna
sweet.
yeah. So I've sent him several more questions if he's gonna be on. So we're gonna talk to him for 30 or 45 minutes. It's really neat. So they are like it was 11 o'clock last night here. It was 9 a.m. there. So the timing will be perfect for our Wednesday night show. So again, episode 74 of the Drag Drive Repeat show is going to have a dude from the other side of the world on it that is that had an experience at Street Week Sweden. So it's going to be really cool, man. I'm excited. So you can go watch some of his episodes, watch some of his videos. He's on day 3 of editing of Street Week Sweden now. Probably will have day 4 out in the next couple days, is what he was
Very
saying.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's exciting. And then this video, or this is part of his day 3 video that I was watching. And, we always talk about Royce Payton and somebody else had a screw blower that they would pull the belt off of and then run just a filter in the opening. And that's essentially what this first gen Camaro racer did at Street Week Sweden is they would pull the belt from the Pro Charger and then you see the air filter there just uh, onto where like the blow off valve would be. So I thought that was pretty cool, pretty genius there, way to get there. Said they've got two different sets of injectors, which obviously makes sense. I mean, that's the way it's going to go. And yeah, I like the idea a lot. Like it a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, great videos by Stick Shift Garage. And then we talked a little bit earlier, but Road Trip Drag Challenge is running their live stream today under the Overtaking Lane channel on YouTube. So if you want to watch some drag and drive racers make passes today, Overtaking Lane on YouTube, hit that up and you can just play it right there while you're doing it. And again, it's early morning here, but it's probably afternoon there. And I know they throw a big party on Saturday nights as part of their program. So I don't know how long racing will last, but it's gotta be coming up on the end here pretty quick.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move to our Found on Racing Junk segment. Found on Racing Junk, obviously our official buy sell trade here at Drag Drive Repeat. We don't run a Facebook group or page on buying and selling stuff because it's just so much brain damage. And then we don't allow for sale ads in the Race Car Friends Facebook group because people don't like they'll post, they just share it to every Facebook group they're a part of, and we don't want to have it just
Yeah.
muddied up with a bunch of for sale ads. So show us what you got this week, man.
Yep. All right. Let me pull this up, and we have a pair of Mustangs this week from the drag and drive section. So first one here, 1100 horse, 2019 Mustang GT, 49,000. I think this one just sits right. I mean, obviously these are street wheels. It looks sweet with like a drag pack or something on it, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, definitely white on white there. This one's in Murfreesboro, Illinois, so not too far from me. It's a 2019 Mustang GT twin turbo 5.0 with 6,000 some odd number of miles. Built for the
Wow.
drag strip, but street legal. Has 4 tunes by Lund Racing. Built to make over 1,100 rear wheel horsepower. Runs on 93 when not using E85. Always garage kept. A couple minor nicks in the paint can be seen in photos. has been to the drag strip once with the current owner, my father-in-law. The car was built by Luan Motors out of Miami.
Yeah,
So
folks will
unfortunately, there's only
remember.
one photo, but
Yeah, folks will remember that name from William Lujan and Gabby Lujan from Sick Week stuff.
yep. So that is the first one. The second one here is a 2012 Ford Mustang Boss 302 Coupe. Again, twin turbo automatic, 34,000, runs in the low tens.
Wow, I'm in.
So kind of a bunch of pictures in here. This one's cool. The only thing I will say about this one is there's not a cage in it. So that'd be the only
Yep.
downfall to this car. It's got plates, Weld racing wheels.
Dude,
So you
oh
see
my
twin
gosh,
turbos there.
this car was at Tulsa last weekend for Cars and Coffee Tulsa.
Was it really?
Oh, no,
It's
no,
in
no, never.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, sorry, that's what made me think of it, but it was a single turbo setup. Yeah.
Mm.
Dang, how funny. Wow.
Yeah, so this one's in Oklahoma City, 2012 Boss Mustang 302 Coupe, 5.0, automatic trans, kill switch, twin turbos. The turbos and tuning system is an on3 performance. Front and rear adjustable struts, auto with shifting from steering wheel, comes with programmer and laptop for tuning. Very fast car.
Sweet. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a deal. 34 grand, runs tens. Being a 2012, it will need a cage to go that fast, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what 2014 or 15 is when they said you can run nines, maybe
Yeah, I can't remember what that
without a
cutoff
cage.
is.
Yeah, so 6 point would be something pretty easy. They could put in there and go from there. Well, cool.
Yeah,
Well,
but
again,
again,
guys.
we're up to 24 cars on the drag and drive category under drag racing, so that's pretty awesome. The only downfall is I wish we could get some more photos on some of these
Yeah,
ads. You know, we got one or two photos which are cool, but when we're featuring them on here, it'd be nice to see a few more photos to kind of know what we're looking at on these. But very awesome that Racing Junk has um, gone through with what we asked them to do. It was create a category for drag and drive racers. So we appreciate that, and it's been cool to watch that category grow.
yeah. Every week there's more cars, but then you look through the cars that are on there, and there's some that are gone. So cars are selling. So it's like just this slow grind of like more and more cars. Well, guys, listen. Episode 74 is going to be a good one of the show. That happens again on Wednesday nights, and for the folks on PowerTube TV, that'll happen for you the following Tuesday. We had to push back the Havlicks. They were going to be on. They were going to be on episode 74, but they just got this car here. This is Bob Riger's 57, and they're trying. They don't try anything. They work their booties off to get stuff done, and so they're getting it ready for the fastest streetcar shootout that they are hosting as well. So not only are they putting this car together, now they're putting I just can't believe they're putting this huge event on. There's so many racers involved in this. It's absolutely insane. So if you're not following the fastest streetcar shootout, you need to go do that. Hot Rods by Havlik is the host, is the promoter of this event. Go on there. This is a tribute race to what started all of the drag and drive culture and community. Again, these events started back in the 90s, and I love it, man. I can't wait to see it. Me and you are both planning on being there on site, and I can't wait to see these cars and what kicked off because they've got a lot of the original cars coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
that's
really
3 weeks from today.
oh man. I'm ready, dude. I'm so
Yeah.
ready. That's part of a like an 8 or 10 week swing where I'm home. I think it's 10 weeks and I'm home 2 weekends. So
Whew.
gonna be pretty intense, bunch of travel, but I can't wait, man. I'm excited. I've been home for several weeks now, and I'm ready to get out and about. And again, guys, thank you so much for being our race car friends as we wind down here. We can't do this without you. You make this possible 100%. Without our race car friends, it'd be very difficult for me to stay up till 12:45 last night before I laid down working on stuff for today and the show on Wednesday night, episode 74. So Thank you for being around, guys. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the comments today. We've had a ton of comments this Saturday morning. We hope we're becoming your new Saturday morning stop. And thank you to our sponsors. We can't do this without them. Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Change 3D, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, Power Tube TV, and Racing Junk Classifieds. You guys make all of this possible. And again, Eric, thank you for being awesome, dude. You're an amazing partner in this, man.
Appreciate that.
All right, guys, enjoy your day. I hope everybody gets outside and works on their car.
Yep. Have a great weekend. We will see you on the next episode.